as Christopher Hitchens adduced. The discussion about what is good, what is beautiful, what is noble, and what is pure, and what is true, can always go on. Thank you for joining us as we strive to challenge and exemplify henceforth this so beautifully contemplated palatial essence of curiosity, free thought, and reflection, together inspired at this fireside chat.
Okay, I'm sorry, everybody. I had the mute button on, so we're going to start over.
Wow.
I apologize. I can't believe I did this. I am so sorry. I'm hoping that what we'll do is, I guess, we'll
Okay,
start
I'm
again.
sorry, everybody.
Thank you very much for
I had the
joining
mute
me,
button
Lauren.
on,
So we're
I
going to
really-
start.
Oh, wow.
I apologize. I can't believe I did this. I celebrate. So sorry. I'm great here with her. What we'll do is, I guess, we'll
Okay,
start
I'm
again.
sorry, everybody.
Thank you very much for
I had the
joining
mute
me,
button
Lauren.
on,
So we're going to
I
start.
Oh, wow.
I apologize. I thought I had a celebrate. So sorry. I'm great here with I hope what we'll do, everybody. I guess,
Okay, I'm sorry, everybody.
Thank you very much for
I had the
joining
mute
me,
button
Lauren.
on,
So maybe
I
start.
Oh, wow.
I apologize. I thought I had a celebrate. So sorry. I'm terrible here. I do have I hope what we'll do, everybody. I guess,
Okay, I'm sorry, everybody.
Thank you very much for
I had the
joining
mute
me,
button
Lauren.
on,
So maybe
I
start.
Oh, wow.
I apologize. I thought I had a celebrate. So sorry. I'm terrible here. I do have I hope what we'll do, everybody. I guess,
Okay, I'm sorry, everybody.
Thank you very much.
I had the mute button on,
Maybe
Oh, wow.
I apologize. Somebody thought I had a celebrate. Audio here. I do have my I guess,
Okay, I'm sorry, everybody.
Thank you very much.
I had the mute button on,
Maybe
Oh, wow.
I apologize. Somebody thought I had a celebrate. Audio here. I do have I guess,
Okay, I'm sorry, everybody.
Thank you very much.
I had the mute button on,
Maybe
Oh, wow.
I apologize. Somebody thought I had a celebrate. I do have I guess,
Okay, I'm sorry, everybody.
Thank you very much.
I had the mute button on,
Maybe Somebody thought I had a Okay, I'm hoping that people can hear us now. I apologize for all the problems there. Can everybody hear us okay now?
How will you know?
We will know when they... Geo. Okay, somebody's saying hi to Geo. All right, let's see. Can everybody hear us now?
Maybe not.
We'll find out in just a moment, and then if they're saying the audio's good, then we'll know. All good. Excellent. Okay, everybody says it sounds good. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. I apologize, and we're going to start over. So here today I have with me the lady whose nickname is Porn Star, but her real name is Laura, and her dog here, Harley, has joined us as well. Harley as in Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
So thank you, Laura, for joining us for this 420 live stream on April the 20th, 2023, and we're looking forward to hearing a little bit from about how you got into the business. Laura started a marijuana grow operation in about 20 years ago, was it? Yeah, around 20 years ago, and she brought it up to 13 houses. She was quite successful at it, and then eventually the police did shut everything down. But what we'll do is we'll hear from Laura on how all this started. So you got started in the business originally. You mentioned before when we had some audio problems that you were starting with some dancing, I guess, and then you moved on. You saw some opportunity. Go ahead.
Well, because I hooked up with this guy, and then he went to jail, and then I wanted to not be in the house that we were living in when he got out. And, it's kind of hard to do when you've got no money and whatever. Mm-hmm. And a friend of mine introduced me to one of his friends, and who just needed someone to be in a house.
Okay.
Be in a house and just live there. That was
so
it.
was this a grow-up house?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So
and that's how it started. And
so you can learn on the job and see how the plants are set up and how they're looked after.
Totally.
There's a lot of lighting involved, I guess, and then there's hydroponics. And,
I wasn't involved in the very first house. I wasn't. I just lived in the house. That was it. Just took care of the house and made sure nobody came around, and just no one who's not supposed to.
Okay.
And stuff like that, and but then when I found out my boyfriend was getting out of jail, I wanted to get into a different house. So that's when I looked for a place from all by myself,
What was he in jail for, by the way?
Selling drugs downtown.
Okay, so it's the same industry.
Yeah. He was kind of not really the same, because it was different kind of drugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. But anyways, so
similar marketplace.
I did find a house in Surrey, and it had a humongous garage in the back, and it was perfect, and it was awesome, and so we spent some time and put a new roof on the garage, and built a couple of rooms in there, and set it up, and away we go, right? It was cool. I lived there for 3 years. Yeah, and then, but he got out of jail, and then we got him a house. He had to have his own house because he wasn't living with me, that's for sure.
Okay.
But and then, then I made babies upstairs in my attic.
So by babies,
I put the moms and the babies upstairs.
Okay, so you're talking about the plants at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. And so how many plants were in the one house roughly?
Oh man, in my house I had I think it was 2,500.
2,500 plants.
Yeah.
Wow. And I hear about people with medical marijuana licenses can have up to 5.
Oh, yeah.
This is the contrast is massive.
Yeah.
That's huge. Okay. So I guess there's it with 2,500 plants, and of course they're all indoors because you don't want people on the outside to see them.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of maintenance looking after them. And,
I'd go in there and I wouldn't come out for days. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, but I loved it in there, man. It was awesome. I'd have little booby traps. You have to, open one door and close the door behind you before you can open another door. And
the man trap.
Yeah, totally. Because the air would be sucked in and stuff like that. And,
so you don't want outside air getting in because it's very strictly controlled, the environment.
Well, yeah, exactly. The temperature, everything, right? Yeah.
Wow, and the moisture, I guess, and other things. That's where the hydroponics comes in.
Yeah.
So I guess when the power goes out, that's a big worry, isn't it?
I know. Yeah. That was, speaking of power, what I would do is my hydro. I'd pull it out of the wall whenever they'd come, because you'd know when they were coming to check the hydrometer, right?
Yeah.
And I just put a fake one in.
You had fake hydrometers.
I had a spare. But that was when you could do that, right? Because that's what you do. And I put it in when they weren't coming around, and then when I knew they were coming around, I put the original one back in, right?
Oh, that's a major operation, unhooking and rehooking the electricity.
It worked for a good while until, it didn't anymore.
So I guess the fake one is just another one that has a lower reading on it. And
well, yeah, the fake one, it doesn't really matter what's reading on it because I take it off.
Yeah.
They don't see it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, and you'd know they were coming because they were coming on a schedule.
Well, plus, you get a don't notice, right? Every 2 months they come and read your meter, right? Remember?
Okay.
You don't remember that?
My parents took care of that, I guess.
I
but,
see. Okay,
well, that's really interesting. Now they just monitor it all over the internet.
Well, now they don't have to come and read it, right? They just, It's all,
so I guess
they don't even have to leave their office now, I guess.
Yeah. So then you started out getting your own house set up, I guess. What motivated you to do that? What
you got to have people that you can trust, number one, right? But not everybody is trustworthy. That was the hardest part in finding people that could live in these houses and,
it's a
and
problem.
not rip you off.
It's a problem in a lot of businesses, actually.
Well,
but
I
guess
right?
when it's a business that's not considered legal, there's going to be more instances of this kind of problem, I suppose.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got lots of stories about, because not only did I grow dope in my house, but I actually sold dope, like other kinds of stuff in my house too, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was quite a business I had going there, actually.
When you started to set up your own house, what was the motivating factor for you to do that? Money, just money.
Of course, yeah.
Very simple. Okay, that's not surprising.
Money.
So you saw how much money was being made at the house, and then you decided to start your own. And the person who was working for you, did they have any concerns about you or starting your own house, or did they know? Or
everybody has to know something, right? You know what I mean? You can't. There's no secrets, and because when there is, then you start having to lie, and then liars get caught, and it's hard to, liars can't. They don't know how to. What is it? They forget that what they say, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I learned that from a boyfriend of mine.
It's better. Okay, so it's better to let them know, and then they're not surprised, and the territorial concerns and whatnot.
Well, plus you gotta. Everybody helps everybody too, right? You know what I mean? If maybe something goes wrong somewhere, right? You can send someone that that'll help you fix it or whatever, right?
Oh, that's interesting.
Because we had two guys that actually went around to all the houses that we had, and they take care of things, right? Because some of the houses just had girls living in them, right? And they don't really know that much about shit, right?
Okay.
So that's why I got interested in it, because and especially interested in fixing things and doing shit on my own, and not having to have a guy around all the time, right? So that's how I got into what I got into, construction and shit like that.
So when you set up your first house, I guess this was a place that you bought or that you rented.
Of course.
And then did the landlord? Did you have to be careful with the landlord, or was the landlord in on it?
Oh no, the landlord wasn't in on it. No.
Oh, they didn't know.
No, I remember when I lived on 128th and 101, I think.
Okay, in Surrey.
Yeah, in Surrey. It was a 6-bedroom house, but what I did was I drywalled the room shut, so it was only a 5-bedroom house then. Okay. And then I had this little like a wardrobe that I push the back and you can crawl into the room that way. Right?
All right.
And it was like like a hidden room. It was really cool. So whenever the landlord would come over, I'd have to hide everything right there. I'd pot plants in the chimney. I'd pot plants everywhere, man. It was pretty funny.
So,
Okay,
so
then I forget about him there. And,
so landlord would want to come in for inspections.
Yeah,
and whatnot,
totally. And then
so
I remember him coming in one time, and I told my girlfriend to go in the shower, and then come out of the shower all wet to distract him while I was still hiding plants around the house.
I guess that worked.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, but the next time he came, he was like, "Hey, I thought this was a 6-bedroom house, and there's only 5 bedrooms." And I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Oh, you made one of the bedrooms disappear.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Yeah. So drywalled the door up.
So you created a false wall.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
We can only get in there through the back of the wardrobe.
Yeah.
In the laundry room. Yeah, it was quite
so
funny.
he walked away puzzled,
Yeah,
and
totally.
he wasn't quite sure.
No,
or,
wasn't sure what he was.
And he just left it because you're paying the rent.
That's right. Yeah, but then we had to move anyway. We had to move because I don't know why. I can't remember.
Okay, yeah, it didn't always
But
work
yeah,
out. So,
yeah.
and so the next one, I guess, would be
It was just-
more cooperative or same problem.
Well, it was hard to get landlords in on it, right? Because number
Yeah.
one, once they're deemed a grow up, right? You can't.
It's a big problem for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay,
So yeah.
so
But if you got busted, then you got busted.
So you did pretty well. You ended up
Yep.
getting it up to 13 houses,
Yep.
and so I guess you started renting different ones. And some landlords they just didn't care and never showed up, and those are the ones.
Well, if
I
you
guess
paid the rent and paid the hydro, it was okay back then. You know what I mean? Nobody
they
really.
just left you alone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Except for that first one, who
Well,
came for inspections and stuff.
Well, yeah, that was actually one of the last ones, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But one of the ones that I lived in, but yeah.
So when he's
What?
how long did it take to get from your first house to multiple houses
Well, I
up to
was-
13?
Well, I lived in my house for 3 years,
Okay.
right? And then when I moved out, I had to move out because I got busted.
Oh, okay.
Right, the cops came and busted me. But actually, I was up in Merritt at the time.
Oh, okay.
I had to take a cab back from Merritt. That was fun. Not really, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was
yeah.
interesting. Then I was on the lam for a week, I think.
So you got busted, and so you go through the whole court process, and you've got a lawyer defending
Yeah,
you
yeah,
and all
totally.
this. And,
Yeah, they wanted to make an example out of me, though.
Oh, okay. So they made you do a
They-
little bit of time? Or?
No, I didn't do any time. I had a really good lawyer, but
Oh.
they what they did was all the pot that they found in the house and in the garage,
Uh-huh.
which took them hours and hours and hours to get
Okay.
into. The street value of it was what they said. The street value was $2 million.
Wow.
And that's them taking it like
How many plants
rolling
was
to
that?
the last joint, right? You know what I mean? That's them rolling up all the pounds. Well, I had
Oh, yeah.
8 pounds in my house, and then I had all the plants that were growing still in the garage, and I don't know. There must have been at least 1,500 in the garage still. Right?
So, wow, a big size, a major
Yeah,
operation.
yeah.
Yeah. It's quite a commitment.
But they weren't all
set
ready
this
to
up.
come down, though, because I had them in stages, right?
Okay.
But
yeah,
anyways.
some are starting and some are
Yeah,
halfway
exactly,
there. And,
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. It's good business because you have a regular supply
That's
that
right.
way, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So, and when you were growing the plants,
Yeah.
it wasn't just one type. You had a number of different types?
Yeah, I had a couple different types. Like, I couldn't tell you what they were. Like, I don't know, like bubblegum, whatever.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you. It was a long, long time ago, and plus, I don't even smoke the stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
yeah. So, I don't smoke any of this either. People think it's funny I run a 420 stream on,
Yeah.
on this day. But, last year we had Neil, the 604 atheist, on. We talked about legislation changes and how it's changed here in Canada, that things are becoming legal and people have more access to these things. And
Oh, yeah.
so that probably would have made a big difference for your business back then.
Probably. Yeah, I would think so.
You'd be able to have the cops come in and help you out with things.
Well, yeah,
instead of-
exactly. Yeah, you could just tap, and you know what I mean. Like they could transfer me the money and shit, right? You know, I guess, right?
Your experience with the
That's
police, I
Oh.
guess, is it fair to say that some of them were nice and some of them were horrible
some
and
of
a
them
lot
were
in
nice.
between?
Yeah, some of them were nice. Some of them were not so nice,
Yeah,
right? Like, of course, they just want to do their job.
yeah.
But if you're a dick to them, they're going to be a dick to you, right?
Yeah, of
Totally.
course. Like
Yeah.
with anything. So,
Yeah.
So when you got up to 13 houses, that was, I guess you had approximately 2,000
Right.
plants in
Right.
each house?
No. It wasn't always because all houses don't have a big garage like I did, right?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Some were just one room
Oh, okay. So
in the
some-
house, right? So that's not very many.
How many plants do you think you had roughly altogether?
Well, the way we
amongst
had it
those
set up
13?
was we didn't have them on tables. We had them on tables, but they were round
Okay.
and they were all cut out, and then they were like tiered, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, with like, say maybe 8 lights in one room, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
That would work. Yeah, about there.
So you had a lot of
The
different
cucumber
things.
lights, yeah, the big cucumber lights.
It was very interesting to see that. So
Yeah.
you mentioned that you'd have people working at the house. You
Well, yeah,
obviously
and living
security
there.
and security was an issue because people, of course, would want to break into a
Well, if
grow
they
op.
knew about it, that's why you couldn't tell anybody, right?
Yeah. So it's all covert
Yeah,
operation for
totally.
everybody.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
or booby
No.
trapped, and just I couldn't tell anybody that I had what going on in my garage, right? I told everyone I just had a hot tub in there. That's why it was taking up so much energy, so much hydro.
Yeah. So every house had a hot tub. That's great.
Pretty much.
So there'd be people working at the house. They'd be pretending to be friends, but they'd be
living,
actually
well,
doing
they were
work
living
and
there.
cleaning.
Like they were living at the house. They weren't just working there, right? They were living there.
Yeah.
You'd have to have someone living at the house,
Yeah.
right, all the time, permanently, obviously.
Someone's got to make sure the
and then-
hydroponics are working and the lights aren't.
Yeah, and if
replace
something's
burnt-out
not working,
bulbs.
then you
Yeah.
give us a call, man, and we'll send someone over.
Yeah. Like a big corporation, they do that too.
Yeah.
So so you had to have staff who were doing that, and you had people come in and fix things, and once in a while, and I guess there's quite a bit. And you had, as I recall, you telling me you had dogs on the property as well.
Oh yeah.
Some of them.
On my House of Broken Dreams, I had 5 dogs.
Oh,
it was
okay.
awesome. There was
Yeah.
one in the back, Rock,
Okay.
and then there was Guardian was in the front, and then I had 2 on each side, and then 1 on the roof.
On the roof.
Yeah, the house, the way it was situated was I could go upstairs, and then from one end to the other upstairs, there was these big windows that you could go out, and there was like a little platform there that you could see, and one faced back where the garage was, and one faced the front.
Mm-hmm.
And my Cerebus liked to go up there and do her thing up there and just guard.
Watch from above.
That's right. Yeah, but Rock, it was funny because my driveway was so long. It was like an airport, man. You could the runway down an airport, man. I even had red lights all the way down.
A long driveway.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I remember one time I was upstairs, and Rock, he could go all the way around to the front of the house, right, almost to the front door, almost, right, and then he could go almost to the front door on the other side. But if you pulled in a car and got out of the car, you weren't getting back in your car because he could get past your car, right?
Oh, okay.
And I remember my friend. He got out of his car and he ran so fast because Rock was chasing him that his pants fell off all the way down the driveway, and I was laughing at him, man. I was just like, oh my God. It was so funny. He ran so fast his pants fell off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But Rock he was a Rottweiler, man. He was a big dog, man.
Yeah.
He was like, he was a
So
huge dog.
he had good reason to run.
Oh yeah, man, totally. Yeah, totally.
Wow. Okay.
But you couldn't get back to your car unless I was there.
Unless you were there to
help.
help.
If I wasn't there, heaven help you if you got out of your car. That's for sure.
So
You'd
if
be in
people
trouble.
are walking in the yard, they better not come through the gate.
Well, there was no gate, but Guardian was there at the front, and then Rock could get you, or I had Hammer and Nails. Actually, Hammer and Nails were on each side.
Names for the dogs. Wow.
Well, yeah, they were pretty cool. Hammer and Nails.
So these dogs.
Pit bulls, of course.
I remember you telling me there was one place that you had a sidewalk. The dogs couldn't get onto the sidewalk, but they would scare people. Or did I misunderstand something?
Couldn't get onto the sidewalk.
They like the person could walk on the sidewalk if they.
Oh, going past my house? Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the same house. You go past on the sidewalk. Yeah, for sure. Like they couldn't get up on the road.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
Yeah, the people could walk by, but
Oh, I thought
you
it was
can't
in the
get into
yard.
property.
I
No,
misunderstood. I thought
you
it
can't
had
get
a
on the
clever
property.
setup or something. Yeah.
Couldn't get on the property. Yeah.
So when the there was one time you told me about a police officer who arrested you, and he was so excited, jumping around, telling everybody that he just arrested porn star.
Yeah, I know, right? That's right. Yeah, that was in a stolen truck.
Stolen truck.
Yeah, big stolen truck. Yeah.
So yeah,
that was supposed to be disappeared, but I ended up driving it for the night. Yeah, and got pulled over on it.
Didn't make it disappear fast enough.
No, I wasn't disappeared fast enough. That's right. That was in
boy.
Delta. Delta police were really nasty back then.
Oh no. So, but it sounds like you had a reputation. You were well known.
Yeah.
So they.
Well, I wouldn't say well known, but
well, if they're excited about that bragging
Yeah,
to the
that's true,
officers,
okay,
there's some notoriety.
Everybody had nicknames. Lots of people had nicknames, though, right?
Sure, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And plus, it's who you hang with too, right? And my boyfriends were not innocent.
how
do you say?
How did that's how did you get that nickname?
Oh, how did I get the nickname? Oh, okay, well, believe it or not, it's not what you think.
Okay.
But I was up in Whistler with some people, and we were all partying, and this was before even the houses, and
Okay.
yeah, and
Back when you were dancing, I guess.
No. After I was dancing, but before the houses.
Okay.
But up in Whistler with a whole bunch of friends, and fucking we were doing whatever, and I guess I was in a hot tub, and I was really drunk.
Oh.
With a friend, and we had a good time, and everybody was watching, and it was just
Oh,
But
okay.
the funny thing is that when he used to write my name down, he'd put P.S. and he'd tell me it was pretty special. Not porn star, but I found out later from a girlfriend of mine that it was porn star. Yeah, it was.
Oh boy!
But then it just stuck after that. It stuck for like 20 years, man. That name.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
You just go with it.
Even
right?
after the fact, yeah, I know. It's just,
wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So the police got to know you by that,
Yeah.
and then they're all excited that they get to do that.
I know they got to bust me. Yeah.
Arrest you by their nicknames. I guess that
Yeah.
must happen sometimes with other names too.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So when you got to
Yep.
these 13 houses, when you got up to that, there was at some point, I guess things were going really well for a while.
Yeah.
And then at some point, the police figured it out. Like, do
Then
you know how they figured
then
it
it
out?
didn't go very well. Yeah. Well.
Do you know how they figured it out?
I think I got. Well, I'm pretty sure I got ratted out. Okay, there was this guy that I know. I don't know where the hell he came from, but he ended up working for me for a while and selling other stuff for me on the side, whatever. And he got busted, and so I bailed him out of jail. And we'll see, his name's Brian. Okay, whatever.
Okay, made
And,
up name. That's not his real name.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then he got a little bit cocky and he got busted again.
Uh-oh.
And I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to bail him out this time. Forget it. No way. And then he had a friend that he wanted me to talk to because his friend was going to get him out of jail. And this friend's name, his name was, what can I say? His name was Elmo.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, Elmo came over and I met him. And right away we both said, nah, let's leave him in there, right? So we did. And then he got out. Anyways, he got out like a week later or whatever. But we both weren't going to put up money to get him out again so he'd get busted again. That was stupid.
Oh,
So
boy.
anyways,
Okay.
this Elmo guy I ended up being with for like 10 years, man. Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah. And anyways, yeah, that's how I met him. But yeah, so anyways, I think this guy ratted me out, drew a picture, and then gave it to the cops just because he was pissed off that I wouldn't get him out of jail.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, yeah, I know people are ruthless, man,
yeah, I guess
when they don't get their way.
happens all through the business, and then
Yeah, well, like I said, who can you trust, right?
yeah. So the police knew exactly where to go.
Well,
the
yeah,
places.
exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Exactly, yeah. That
pretty
pretty much,
suspicious.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what gave it away.
Yeah, so the rat
Yeah.
finks, I guess, they end up getting a reputation for this after a while,
Yeah.
and nobody wants to have anything to do with
exactly,
them. So, if they're lucky.
Yeah,
So-
if I don't catch them first, right?
yeah. So,
But yeah.
I guess, were most of the staff pretty good, or
Yeah.
did you run into some staff who messed things up too? And because
Everybody
companies,
has
this
their day.
happens.
Like there was, you
Yeah.
know, some places where try something new, like aeroponics, right? And didn't work out. It
Okay.
all burnt up from the inside out. It was like,
Oops.
yeah, it was like, oh, they were being murdered. It was really bad.
Oh
But
no.
just because, you know, something didn't work out right? And that was just money down the drain, right? You know, and then what do you do? You just, that's why I liked Dirt. Dirt was way better. It was way more forgiving,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and basically you can't really, well, you can screw it up if you don't want, you know, if you don't take care of them. I know this one couple, I don't know what I'll call it, I just call them shitheaded Barbie, whatever.
Okay.
And they were crackheads, and they were supposed to be taking care of a room, and all they did was crack out, and they let the room dry up for like 2 weeks, and they all died. Like,
Oh, no.
and they were in the same house.
Wow.
The same house. The room was, all they had to do was open the door and water, but no, too busy cracking out.
So the people on crack are usually the least reliable,
Well,
or is it hard to say?
well,
It depends on the individual.
Exactly.
I guess.
Like, because there
Yeah.
can be some people on crack that just they like being on crack, so they're going to do their job, right?
Okay.
And they're not going to fuck it up.
They don't
right?
overdo it, I guess.
Well,
They
well, then they just, you know, they know they're going to get more crack if they do a good job, I guess, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess, what was the hardest part of running the business? The most challenging
Finding people
part?
that you could trust is what
Yeah.
it was, you know.
It all boils down to people.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It all, yeah, exactly.
So I guess if somebody disappears and you need to replace them, it can sometimes be a challenge to find someone right away.
Well, yeah, because, you know, it's hard to find a good fit.
Yeah.
You got to find someone who fits good, where, you know,
Okay.
it could be anywhere, right? You know, and anyone.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
usually somebody knows somebody who knows somebody, right? That's, you know, obviously.
So you gotta pull up your sleeves
Well,
and work on it for a little while
And listen
before.
to what people have to say and what people are doing and who's talking to you and,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Yeah. Trust
But
is
it was
very
really,
important.
it was really hard to, have friends. It was really, really hard to have friends because can't trust anybody 'cause they'll say anything to,
Yeah.
just to be there, or whatever.
Wow. Yeah.
Have the opportunity to rip you off.
Yeah, and it's not just they're not just sitting around smoking pot, watering the plants. They
That's
have
right.
actual work to do. And
And plus they have to live there and be functional, right? Like you can't just be an idiot because someone's going to find out, right? Someone's going to know. Or if you just have your friends over all the time, someone's going to find out. Someone's going to say something to somebody. You can't do that, man. You couldn't do that.
So when I guess we see people on the TV, they're depicting drug dealers and drug kingpins and all this, and they're making such a big deal about the money. There's some truth to that, I suppose, but there's, I guess.
Well, I think that's a different kind of drug, though, right? Like,
okay. Well, there's a marijuana business they're showing.
Okay.
So I've seen this kind of thing where, like, the television show Weeds, they showed.
Yeah, I never watched that show actually. I don't think
okay.
I did.
Well, they had one lady who was making drugs,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
star of the show was trying to buy them, and she didn't always have money, and then she'd refuse to give her anything. But then somebody else working for her would give her something to help her out and get her through, and then there was all this conflict. And I guess obviously collections is very important. You need to get the payment right away.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah.
So
You got to have a buyer before you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. For
yeah.
it.
So
You don't want to be packing up all those pounds and carrying them around town. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With no one to buy it, that would suck.
So finding
a
a good dealer, good dealers to take your product to customers.
good
is-
buyers, yeah, for sure. That was
yeah.
always good. Yeah.
Yeah. So then they're not easy to find as well, I guess.
Well, once you find one, you try and keep with them and keep them happy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll buy more and more and more, and every time you got some, you can get rid of it.
They'd keep
Yeah.
expanding their customer base, but I guess you'd want to have multiple dealers in case one of them disappeared and you're not totally stuck holding the
Well,
bag.
yeah. And plus, different people like different kinds, right? Too, right? So, some went, all the far as Winnipeg, right? Some went to Newfoundland, right? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, went everywhere, not just here. So.
Oh, it was different
Yeah.
depending which region it came from.
Well, no. If it came from here, it went other places.
Oh,
you know what
I
I mean?
see. It got shipped.
We shipped it, yeah, totally.
Oh, okay.
Put it in a cooler and duct tape it and stick it on a bus. That's how we were doing it.
Did anything ever go missing on the shipments?
Well, not a lot, but some did, yeah, but not a lot, not a whole lot did. No.
Were you able to figure out what happened with each of those, or?
You know what? If you don't want to. You
just
know
let it
yeah,
go.
yeah, exactly.
You let it
you
go
don't
and
want to
you
stick
just-
your nose in
you
there
take
too
your
much
lumps and
because
you move on. Okay.
exactly because
Okay.
too nosy, then you get what do you want in it? What are you talking about? Kind of thing, right? Then if
Yeah.
things get policey, right?
Wow.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. So I guess when the bust happened, the police had some trouble getting into the place. You were telling me because of some of the construction and man traps that were set up.
Yeah.
So what
It took
happened
him,
there?
Well, apparently I was in Merritt at the time. I got a phone call from my boyfriend's buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, my boyfriend got the call because we took a limo up to Merritt from Surrey that day, and with another couple, and we were having a great time until he got the call that said, "Hey, your girlfriend's house is getting busted right now. I just drove by and there's police all over it." And I was like, "Oh my God." So right away we couldn't find a ride home, so we had to take a cab. It cost us like $300.
You didn't go to the house, obviously. You went somewhere else.
No, we came to Surrey though, and
Okay.
so I wanted to know what was going on, yeah.
Yeah.
And
you're watching your houses on the news.
well, pretty much, yeah. And
What did that feel like?
The garage doors were out on the front yard.
Wow.
Yeah, because they had to take every door off because they couldn't get in, right?
From the inside, because the doors are tricky and hard to get
Yeah,
through.
exactly. You couldn't open one and close. You had to close one to open it, and then plus I had like cages on my front door and my back door. They just left the lock and cage on the front door. They didn't even bother dealing with that one. Yeah.
Wow. What did that feel like, seeing all that
It
playing
sucked,
out on
man.
the news?
Well,
Yeah.
my neighbor actually kept yelling over to the police when they were doing it. "Why don't you go arrest some people that really deserve it?" Because he loved me, right? He was an old man, and we had a dog, and he really liked me. So I remember seeing him.
She's only got a hot tub in there.
Yeah, that's
Go
right.
away.
Why don't you just go arrest someone else who deserves it? It's funny.
Yeah, it's
Like,
important to get
you
along
go.
well with your neighbors. Yeah.
That's right. I know he loved me. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Well,
Was
plus I
he-
kept my yard up. My house. It was nice in the front. It was a mess. It was
So he knew what you were really doing.
no.
No?
of
He
course
had no
not.
idea,
No, he had no idea.
So his tune
no.
changed when he
No,
found
no,
out?
no,
Nope.
of course not. No.
No. It's
No.
about people again.
Well, yeah, exactly. How do you?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was nice. I was a good person.
Yeah.
I didn't screw him around. I didn't play my music too loud. I didn't, I went over there with this doggy choice. I had dogs too, right? So
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
We got a
important
good-
to be a good
totally.
part of the
Well, and
neighborhood.
plus,
Yeah.
when I first moved in there, I noticed that lots of people had dogs on that road, right? And what I did was my other next door neighbor, they had one of those big, huge Hindu houses, man. And I just had I just had a little house, but my garage was big, right?
Yeah.
But they had a German Shepherd named Mason, and so what I did was I got his sign and I painted his dog on it.
Okay.
And I said, Mason is guarding this, you know what I mean? And I went all the way down the block like that. You know, everyone who had a dog, I made their own personal.
Wow. So
So
you're an
I-
artist, so you're
Well,
drawing
yeah,
their dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Their
Oh, they're
dogs
going
on
to
the
love
sign.
that.
Yeah,
Of
exactly. That's
course.
what they did.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
love that.
Because
Yeah.
I actually, I used to find a whole bunch of dead squirrels on the road too, because people would drive by and they'd hit the squirrels, right? So what I did was I made 4 signs.
Okay.
Put them on each side of my driveway and on the other side of the road too. You know, slow down, squirrel crossing, and then I had like a squirrel with tombstones in their eyes and like
Okay.
tire tracks over them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? Because I didn't want to find them anymore, and it sucked that they were there all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Poor little dead
yeah.
squirrels,
And
right?
did it help?
Yeah, actually it did until someone stole my signs.
And then it's back to squirrel
Well, yeah, I know, yeah.
carnage again. So
Yeah,
Wow.
someone stole my signs. Like,
well, that's
Yeah.
that's
It kinda
yeah.
sucked, but-
Yeah. You care a lot about the animals. It's
well, I do
good.
totally, man.
Yeah.
Someone has to.
Oh, they're so dependent on us, right? So,
Oh yeah.
so the I guguess
People
the police
running over the squirrels.
and
Just
the
suck.
police, the way they handled the dogs that were at your places,
Oh,
was
man,
was that okay, or did they kind of mess that up a bit, or
Well, I've had like different kind of run-ins with the police. Like one time they sprayed my fucking dogs.
sprayed them
yeah,
with mace or
yeah,
something?
Yeah, totally. Both of them.
Wow, that's cruel.
Yeah,
But I guess they're concerned about getting attacked.
Well, they
by
were
the dog,
pit bulls,
too.
and they
Yeah.
were. Yeah, they got it good.
Wow.
Yeah,
So they
But that was in a different house. That was in a different house with just
okay.
that was after the fact. Yeah, it was just me and my boyfriend and my dogs living there, and we were up to no good, of
Yeah.
course.
Of course.
Yeah, and yeah, they actually sprayed my dogs, and it really sucked because
Wow.
it was hurt, man. Yeah, totally. And you can't do nothing about it, right? And they can't either. But the cops are scared of dogs when they're scared of your dogs, right? They are.
It's an unpredictable factor,
Yeah.
I suppose.
I've had cops actually run and jump in my house and say, "Come on, let me in. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to bust you or anything. Just let us in," because my dog Guardian was a crazy dog, man. Like he was crazy. Everybody was scared of him. He was awesome though. Like he was half pit bull, half Rottweiler,
Okay.
and he was nuts.
Oh.
Like
oh
the
boy.
dog was nuts. Like he was crazy.
Did
But
the
he was-
dog have some kind of traumatic thing?
No. He was
back
just.
then?
he just
that's the way that
he
dog
just
was.
loved me, man.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Yeah, totally. Like Guardian. Oh yeah, he just loved me, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody was scared of that dog, actually.
I see quite a few familiar names
Yeah.
in the text chat.
Oh, yeah?
There's that freak is somebody who joins me on a lady stream named Amy Newman. He's in there quite a lot. Donald Goodnight is a good friend of mine, and he's been very supportive. Simus Funk is in the UK. And,
Oh, yeah? Right on. That's
yeah,
far
he's getting a new set of lungs.
Oh, wow.
So he's waiting for the surgery for that, I believe. And Ian Davenport's a friend of mine from Australia. So these people are from
Wow.
all over the world. It's really neat.
Australia.
Ghost of Epstein, I'm not familiar with your name, but thank you for joining us. There's also one of our moderators. The first name is Titan, the last name is Uranus from the planet. You
Okay,
can
I
imagine
got it.
putting those together. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I got it.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. He's got a great sense of humor. Aunt Jer is from the U.S. and she's asking if this is the True North Talk studio. That was the plan. If we can make it happen, we will. But it's me and Neil are going to be
Cool.
doing a call-in show, and it's just because I need to sell my home and move,
Yeah.
so that's why we had to put it on hold, unfortunately. But there's also Christ Brings a Sword. Hello. Yeah, we have and Maya Atkinson is a good friend of mine. I think she might be in the northeastern U.S., but I'm not quite sure. And she's very helpful. A lot of good perspectives. An intellectual. All these people are really great people to deal with. I've known them for quite a long time. Oh, Doubting Thomas, your name didn't show up because of the background graphics. I see you now. And thank you everybody who I didn't mention. I must have missed your name here. I
really glad that you're all here. So somebody just a moment ago was writing street politics. I guess when it came to at the time when you were talking about the person who was in jail and ratted you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So street politics, I guess, describes it pretty well. Yeah. Oh, Doorknob Head is another one. He puts up a lot of humorous postings. So anyway, these are quite a few. We had 15 people viewing earlier. We're down to 8 right now. It kind of goes up and down as people are interested in what's going on.
Okay.
So yeah, no, this is great. So this is your first time live streaming, I guess.
That's right.
Yeah.
Totally.
So as you can see, there's technical issues to deal with, but for the most part, it's just being on the screen and talking.
Yeah.
So, wow. So I guess you're back in Surrey.
Yeah.
And so you're looking at the police doing this, and the police are looking for you.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
How long did it take them to find you?
Well, I kind of turned myself in eventually, right?
Oh, okay. Why?
Well, because I was in trouble, and besides, my mom's name was on the hydro, and they were going after my mom.
Oh, they were harassing her.
Well, yeah,
Well,
they were gonna arrest her, is what they were gonna do. They were
okay.
threatening to. So yeah, I pretty much had to.
Yeah, you don't want to let somebody else.
I had to balls up. Yeah, totally.
That's the honorable thing to do.
Well, yeah, totally.
Yeah, and you care about your mom as well, so
yeah,
that's important.
Well, she did me a solid, right? So of course I'm not going to let her go to jail for it.
No, of course not. Yeah, that wouldn't be right.
No. But like she would have, though. My mom's totally like that, but she would have.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's
all the more reason you don't want her to do that.
That's right. Yeah, no. I had a really good lawyer, so I didn't actually spend any time in jail either.
So the lawyer. So you
that time I didn't spend any time in jail.
So when you turned yourself in, what was that process like? Well, what happened?
Oh my God! I ended up so many times I had to go to court. Well, 25 grand, boom, right from my lawyer right there, and.
But I guess you go in and you say, I'm so-and-so, and...
Well, my lawyer does all the talking, actually. Yeah,
so you went with your lawyer.
Yes,
you
right.
turn yourself in now. Oh, okay, so everything went really smoothly.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Well, he went and talked to somebody on the golf course, is what he did.
Okay.
Because that's where lots of shit happens that...
Okay.
You know what? You know how much money and crap and lawyer shit and stuff is made up on the golf course? That's what I learned. That's when I learned that, anyways. But, yeah, he went and met someone on the golf course, and then later, a couple days later...
Yeah.
We went in and
Somebody's asking, the freak is asking, what were the charges?
Oh my God. You know what? I have them. I looked them up. They're probably in my purse. I brought them with me, I think.
Okay. It's a little hard to remember, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, it is because it was 20 years ago, buddy. But yeah, I got charged with everything, growing and possession. Oh yeah, okay. So I got possession of a firearm because they found guns.
What kind of guns did you have?
Well, I had a little Derringer. It was stuck to the bottom of my desk.
That's a good idea. You don't know who's going to walk in on you.
Well, exactly, right? And then I had a shotgun.
Did you ever have to use the guns?
No.
That's great.
No.
That's great. Yeah, that's Canada for you.
And, and then they also found like 2 ounces of speed.
Okay.
And... Yeah, and then
so possession of firearms, possession of substances, and
then
things like that.
Well, I already had 8 pounds bagged up in the living room where they found it. But these charges are for something else. I think this is
okay.
I don't have my glasses on.
Somebody's Doorknob Head's rating $25,000. Justice is expensive. Well, it is Canadian funds.
Yeah, but I didn't have to do any time, and I was gonna. They tried to make an example out of me, is what they wanted to do back then, and I was scared shitless, man. I didn't want to go to jail.
Of course, yeah.
Right.
So your lawyer got you out of jail because he did a plea or something, I guess, and helped you with all that.
Well, he was a really, really good lawyer. Yeah. I want to say his name, but I'm not going to.
No, that's okay. It's better not to, unless you have his permission.
Yeah, no, not going to.
It's better not to. So,
he doesn't even do. He. Oh, I know. Yeah, he dealt with a lot of big boys back then.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So
talking,
and that's how I knew him from. My boyfriend was one, and yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, your boyfriend had a lot of big
the one that I was trying to get away from.
Oh, okay. He had a lot of big connections.
Yeah, well, he knew a lot of people. Yeah. That's why I was trying to get away from him.
So,
anyways.
Yeah. So this lawyer, he got you.
Yeah.
He got you so that did you have to do community service or anything or?
Nope.
No.
Didn't have to do anything. No, I just had to go to court a lot and.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
It's quite a process,
It took a long time, though. It took like 2 years.
So you were out on bail, I guess, during the court processes. Is that how that works, or?
Pretty much, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I didn't have to put up bail though.
Maybe he took care of that.
Yeah, maybe.
So okay, so I guess
I wasn't working. I didn't. You know what I mean? I didn't have any money according to them.
So what kind of
But
deal?
apparently, yeah, $2 million is street value, right?
Cop's estimate.
Yeah,
not,
I know,
not
like-
necessarily the reality. What do you
No.
think that was actually worth?
Oh man, you know what? Not even close to that. It was just funny. They took if I would have rolled everything into joints, that's what they predicted it as. You know what I mean? That's how much street value $2 million.
Yeah, well, we all know that you'd be hiring other
That's
people
right.
to do the rolling, but so that's like wow. I remember working at a company where people brought pot. It was usually they'd have them in these little tins or whatever kind of container they like to bring it in, or in a bag, and then they'd roll it up into the doobies.
Mm-hmm.
And I was still a teenager then, and this company. At lunchtime, or no, not lunchtime, it was after work on Fridays, they would have these get-togethers, socializing, and totally not dealing with work anymore. And after closing time, 1 minute after, people start pulling out the marijuana and the beer,
really?
and it's, I didn't know anything about it. And so they showed me how to roll up doobies.
Really?
So I sat at the desk and I rolled up all the doobies for them, and they said I was doing great. They liked
Right
it,
on.
so they'd always that was my contribution to the party. It was funny. One time there was I saw police arriving. This was in Vancouver, so Vancouver police parked in parking. We're on third or fourth floor, and then I said, "Hey, everybody, the police are here." Suddenly, all the windows open, fans go on, everything disappears, and they're so calm about it, and they just did it so fast, it just all vanished.
Well, it was probably not their first rodeo. Right?
Yeah, oh, that's what I figured too. And then the police come in. One of them's carrying a 12-pack of beer, and the other
Oh, nice.
one's got some other stuff and smoking something, and they're looking around and they're saying, "Where's the party? I thought there's supposed to be a party here."
Really?
And then, of course, stuff came back out, and because somebody there knew them and invited
Oh, that's
them.
cool.
So they were off duty, and they came in and joined in, and I asked them, I said, "What percentage of the police do you think are smoking pot?" As they're both smoking pot, and one officer, he thinks about it and he says, "Probably about half," and turns to the other officer and she says, "Yeah, 50% sounds about right."
Really?
They were casual about it. They thought it was, and I thought, I don't know if that was true.
And this was back then?
This
Like
was back in the early 90s. Yeah.
when it wasn't okay to do
When
that.
it wasn't
yeah.
okay, yeah, and it surprised me. Yeah, the officers
Well, yeah,
seemed quite
totally.
nice, and so like they're here to have a party at that time.
Yeah.
So that was that. But it was an interesting experience. So I wonder how much of the marijuana these guys had came from your houses.
Oh yeah.
You never
No,
know,
right?
right?
Yeah.
So,
No.
but if you had 13 houses, you were producing a lot. So,
Yeah.
what was the most memorable moment for you in the court? I guess
Oh my God.
when the final decision, or you have a couple of memories probably.
In court?
Yeah. Some of the judges, or was it always the same judge?
No. Well, I've been to court a couple times actually.
I'm talking for the bust.
For this one.
The big bust of 13 houses. is
Fuck, I'm
kinda-
trying to fucking
you
think,
turned
man.
yourself
And
in.
you know what?
It's okay. It's a big blur.
It is because I blocked it out, right?
You were
'Cause
glad to get out of it. Okay.
That's right.
I don't want to
No.
conjure up any bad memories or anything. So.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
yeah. Basically, when I went to court, it was just like I go in there, sit around for a minute, stand up when my lawyer told me to stand up, sit back down,
Be respectful.
yeah,
all
listen,
that, yeah.
and then leave. Basically,
Judge, lawyer handled it all.
yeah.
So you're saying he was on the golf course talking with his friend?
Yeah. Apparently,
So-
he went to. Yeah, he was at the golf because he told me this himself. So
Okay.
I didn't go to the golf course with him.
No,
but
of
yeah.
course not,
No,
yeah,
he told me
yeah.
that he was meeting someone at the golf course, and then they'd have. I guess they hashed some shit out or whatever.
Oh,
Because
okay.
not everything is done in the courthouse, right?
Oh, maybe it was the prosecutor,
Or
and
maybe
they
it
were
was
trying
someone,
to
yeah.
figure out
Could-
how to make this work, and
Yeah.
you don't have a long criminal history or anything
Well,
like that, and
No, I didn't prior to that, really. No.
okay.
No.
So
But that,
that probably gave him some
and plus it's who you hang with too, right? Like,
flexibility.
the people I was hanging with weren't angels.
Yeah. No, of course
Right.
it's.
So, yeah.
Well, I can tell you in the business world, there's a computer industry. There's some people who are
Oh,
beyond questionable. Oh yeah, and for all kinds of reasons. So there's
Let me see. I'm just taking a look at the
I can't. You know what?
comments.
I don't have my bright glasses on, so I can't even read that stuff.
No problem. That's all right. So this one guy's talking about it. He's from VA, from Virginia, in the U.S., and somebody built him a huge handicap ramp made of aluminum. It takes up half of his backyard. He's a veteran and needs marijuana. He would drink way less beer. So yeah, that's done. I know he's
Yeah, those
doing
ramps
well.
take up a lot of space, man. I had to build one in my other house
Yeah.
because this guy, my girlfriend's ex-husband, is in a wheelchair, and they're on such an incline that really no incline, and it takes up it went right down the backyard and then around the corner of the side of the house, and it was just huge,
A
man.
shallow incline so they can get up and down easily.
Exactly, and it's
For
got
safety,
it can't be like this, right? Because
yeah.
but yeah, it's just it was brutal, man. It was harsh.
So
But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Taking up lots of space.
one person, I don't want to get too much into politics.
Okay.
I try to stay out of it, but somebody, DeFreak, is asking, what do you have to say about Donald Trump?
Oh, I'm not even gonna go there.
Not much, yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
It's not a happy thing.
Donald Trump is wow. Yeah, not interested in that at all.
Oh, Aunt Jer is correcting me. VA is not Virginia;
What?
it's Veterans Affairs.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go.
So
Still not interested in Donald Trump.
yeah, no, that's we'll just move on from there. Yeah.
I think he's a weenie.
There you
That's
go.
all I gotta say about that.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. So, after you're out, obviously the judge probably gave some order to you. They give you some lecture or anything, or was it...
Well, I moved away. I moved away to Williams Lake for 6 months. I stayed up there
Okay.
for 6 months and I started to grow up there.
Oh, you just kept doing it.
Well,
Okay.
well, we had a house up there, yeah. So,
And that one you didn't get caught.
No, I didn't get caught. But it was kind of funny because I had to come back down here to go to court,
Okay.
and I had to. So when I came back down here, I stayed for a week with my old boyfriend.
Mhm.
We'll call him Elmo, right? And then
The
I
same
had
Elmo as before?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
My new boyfriend was up in Williams Lake, but so I'm here. I do my court thing, blah blah blah, and then actually I took the bus down, and then it took me like forever. And then I go back up to Williams Lake, and little did I know that Elmo had put a letter to my new boyfriend.
Okay.
In my bag that I didn't know about, and when my new boyfriend read it, it was pretty much like, yeah, okay, well, thanks for letting Laura come down and stay with me. We had a blast, blah 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 blah, and yeah, next time, yeah, we'll do whatever. So yeah, basically, I left Williams Lake then,
Okay.
and came back down here and
Yeah.
stayed in, got
Okay.
another place down here.
So-
But yeah, that's how I broke up with that guy. That was funny.
So basically, once the case was over, you just had nothing to worry about, and
I just pretty much kept doing what I was doing.
Before it was busted, how much money were you making doing this? Like, if you could afford a $25,000 lawyer.
Well, it came in spurts though, right?
Okay,
You know
up
what
and
I mean?
down.
Yeah.
So it
because-
would average over a year would be...
And if all went well, it was I'd say there was a couple people. Well, it had to go out too, right?
Yeah.
And
So how much were you taking in, first of all? Profit and not profit?
I'd say maybe about, I don't know, maybe 15 grand a month, maybe.
Hey, that's decent.
Yeah, because there was lots of overhead,
Yeah.
like to pay for, like rent everywhere,
Hydro.
hydro,
Yeah.
people, equipment,
Yeah.
stuff, shit like that, and fuck man, it's brutal. Plus, you had to keep everybody was on speed, so you had to buy that kind of drug to keep
Yeah.
everybody up and going, and at picks and stuff like that.
Okay.
Everybody had to be awake
Yeah.
for days.
Yeah.
Trimming.
Yeah. Oh, trimming the plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that took like a couple days.
So I understand that there's a significant difference with male and female plants, and
Okay.
I'm not quite sure what the details are, but
Yeah.
it's not something that was a big concern for you with these houses, I guess, because you had people who took care of those details.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So
I didn't
you didn't
really
have to. You're more running the business.
Yeah, because you don't
Yeah.
want seeds. So you don't want seedy plants. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Totally not.
Were there any situations where dealers would rip you off? Did you ever run into anything like
Nope,
that? They were all pretty trustworthy.
Yeah, because it was such a big amount, right? Like at a time, right? It wasn't just like an eighth here and an eighth there.
They didn't mess it up. Yeah, they
But
took it seriously.
Well, we're talking pounds, right?
Yeah.
It was pounds and pounds, right? So,
Yeah.
Either you had the money or you didn't.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then I'm not even going to bother leaving my house, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of thing, so.
Yeah, so... Oh, you'd have to go see them. They wouldn't come to you
Well, I
at your places.
really wouldn't want them to come to my house, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why? So they can rip me off later?
Okay. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So, did they ever follow you?
I don't think so. No.
No,
Pretty much. And plus, I was never by myself, right?
Yeah.
If I did a deal, it was somewhere and safe spot and
On TV, they always show single dealer with
Well,
a
that's just
single
dumb.
supplier. Yeah. Sorry.
that's fucking that's just dumb.
That's called walking into
I'm not
traps.
going to be driving around with like 10 pounds of pot in my car, waiting to go meet someone that I've never met.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's just retarded. Man.
Yeah. To you, Hollywood's getting it wrong again.
But I did drive across Canada with 40 pounds, though. So, but that's a different story.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody's asking if you know if there's a body buried under the cement you're sitting on.
No, I poured the cement myself, so I know there's not a body here.
Actually, I hired her to do construction work for me here, and she did fantastic. She also took care of the roof, and the roof is leak-proof. It's fantastic. I'm very happy with it. Wait, this is it to move. It's all... Oh, he says, that helps explain why Randolph needs to move. It's all starting to make sense. So a few years ago, when I was working on, I had to put a couple of extra areas of cement in before you came into it, and they had seen these. I was doing it on live video because I'm chatting with them while this is going on, and some people started making jokes about there's dead bodies hidden.
And
there.
you're doing it in your bare feet?
Yeah, and at nighttime.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And because I can see
That's funny.
well in the dark, but I guess they're like, "Wow, you can do this in the dark." And daytime,
Crazy.
I find very bright, and I'll wear sunglasses like what you're wearing now.
Yeah, I
but
see.
at nighttime, it's much more enjoyable because I can still see a lot of color where many people only see black and white and gray, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it's yeah. So I guess after that, things cool down, and you've gone on and done other kinds of work then.
Yeah, well, after that, I just sold dope for 10 years. Different
It
kind
just
of dope.
never stops.
Yeah,
Yeah,
money was good and shit like that. So yeah.
Do you feel like trying to get out of the industry?
Well, I don't
is
anymore.
hard. No, but at the
Well,
time,
Yeah, because
who's going to hire you? I
no,
guess.
plus you die, right? Like if you're selling dope on the street, you either it's just horrible nowadays.
Yeah.
Like horrible.
Yeah.
horrible. Well, yeah, because gangs and
Yeah.
territory and this and that and I wouldn't want to do it now. Forget that.
Yeah,
No. Plus I'm too old to go to jail.
What do you think about Canada legalizing it now?
Pot?
Yeah.
Pot? Oh.
Do you think that's a good thing?
Well, sure. I don't know. I guess so.
People can be
but-
more legitimate now.
Well, I guess so. But there's not. Well, you can't make money doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
That
You can't,
takes the fun out of it.
Well, kind of, sort of, yeah. But
Yeah.
but if the
profits are
government
down.
can make money doing something, they'll fucking do it, right? That's
Yeah.
and that's
Oh, that's
what
how
they
you
do.
see it. Yeah. Okay.
Right,
Um,
totally. They can get their little paws in anything, man. They will.
See, I remember people saying before it was legalized that legalize it, charge 100% tax, and they'll gladly pay it. Lots of people were saying that. But then, of course, after...
But then, because lots
after
of people need
happens-
it. Lots of people need it to
Of
But
course, not everybody wants to do that.
Well,
So, yeah. They want regular tax rates that we have for sales tax now, so instead of 100%. So, okay.
yeah, it's kind of crazy though that it's illegal. That's all.
Yeah. So,
Looking behind your back all the
Yeah.
time.
yeah. So I guess once you were after the court, you did want to get out of the business, but it was hard because of finding work. So you ended up. It's like it pulls you back in, I guess.
Well, yeah, I was selling
Yeah.
dope, but I wasn't selling marijuana. I was selling other dope, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's yeah.
You moved on to something else.
Well,
yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of had to because I got told I had to, but
Okay.
that's another story for another fireside chat.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
So, were there any other aspects of all this that you'd like to cover, or do you think we covered most of the things?
I don't know. What else do you want to know?
I remember, well...
I got lots of stories. I just can't remember them right now.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, there's
funny.
One guy I think you told me about, he ended up jumping across a fence and going out into the bush, and he got seriously hurt. He was trying to get away because he was breaking into the house or something.
Oh, into my house?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I had a booby trap.
Yeah, and he got into some...
Yeah, me, my paintball gun. I had a paintball gun. And
Okay.
I used to keep the paintballs in the freezer.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, that was awesome. And
Well, those will hurt more.
yeah, I know they do. More, actually, yes.
And they still make a mark.
And I caught him on the side of my garage. But the way I had it was I had
So he knew what was in the house, obviously.
in the garage. He knew
Yeah.
what was in the garage.
Yeah.
And this was someone I knew too. And you know what? This was, and this really pissed me off because this was, yeah, I knew him. His sister used to do my hair.
Okay.
And that's what really pissed me off, right? Like,
All right.
you never know who's gonna rip you off, man, or try to. But yeah, he was like onto this, like on the side of the garage trying to get in this one window, and there was no way he was gonna get in there because it was totally. I had it screwed in from the inside, right? And there was
It's
no
the right
way
way
he
to
was
do
get-
it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
there was no way he was getting in, and I don't
Okay.
even know what I was trying for. But yeah, no, I caught him, and then I very quietly went and got my paintball gun and my paintballs, and then shot him a couple times, and then
Like a sniper.
yeah, plus when I had a little
So
fence
was it
there.
close range or was it far range?
No, I shot him from my back door, and then
Okay.
he was at the garage. It was about 10 feet.
So he had a chance to see the ball coming, but not much.
Well, no, because he was up against the garage,
Oh,
and I
okay.
was behind him.
Trying to break in.
Well, he thought because I had a fence there, and then on the other side of the fence, I put like little spikes. So if you jump down onto the side of the fence, you were going to get it right. You were going to get hurt feet.
Oh, okay.
Right, but so he thought he was smart, and he put a board on either side so he could run up the board on the side of the fence and then run down the other
Okay.
side. Yeah, motherfucker.
So what happened?
Nothing. He ran away. He ended up running away.
Oh, he didn't even use his getaway plan.
No, he did. He did. That's how he got away. That's the only
Oh.
way he got away. But if he would have jumped, he would have not got away.
Oh, okay. So did you end up catching up with him later?
Oh, I knew who he was. I seen him. Yeah, totally,
Okay.
man. I seen him at the casino too. Like maybe 5 years ago. Like I'm talking like pretty recently, and he's like, "Hey,
Wow.
I remember you." I said, "I remember you too. You ripped me off. You tried to rip me off on my garage." And then
You like to
that was
remind
it.
him.
Oh yeah, that was it. He never talked to me again. So he just kept
Oh,
going.
you scared him.
I did because
He remembered the
I'm pretty
paintball.
scary that way.
Where'd you hit him with the paintball?
Oh, in the back,
Uh.
all over the place. Yeah.
Oh, you shot a lot at him.
Well, I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's breaking into your home. You have to defend it,
Yeah,
right?
my
so,
garage actually. Yeah.
so
Totally.
that's how we deal with it in Canada here. We
Shoot
use
them.
paintball guns
Yeah.
instead of real guns. So, even though some people
Well,
have real guns.
that way it's not.
Yeah.
I don't get arrested for killing people. I don't
Yeah.
want that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, that's
Right?
smart. Yeah, because
are
your
you
lawyer
gonna
might
do,
not be able to
right?
keep you out of jail in that one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones I had in the house were kind of just for show. Don't fuck with me because I will use them if I have to. But he wasn't in the house. He was on the outside of my garage, so it was a big difference, right?
Guess you don't have to worry about him going to the police and saying, somebody shot
Yeah,
me with a paintball
exactly.
gun.
There you
Just
go, right?
throw it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless he's
Totally.
really stupid. So.
Yeah, unless
Yeah.
you're sitting in my living room and you're watching the driveway. I had these two guys sitting at the front window, and they're looking at hey, look at the paddy wagon coming down the driveway. Meanwhile, I'm like, oh my god, right? I'm in my desk. I'm hiding shit under my desk, and I'm out the back door, right? Out the back door, but they were already coming in through the back too, so they got me anyway. So
Oh,
I had a
wow.
big vial of crack in my hand. Yeah, well, he was
Oh,
harsh.
wow.
Yeah, trying to get away, but it didn't happen. But these guys are like, "Hey, look at the paddy wagon coming down your yard! Isn't that cool? Right? Isn't that cool?" I'm like, "What the fuck?
Oh, wow.
Fucking no, I'm out of here, man! Are you guys nuts? Yeah, you just keep watching the front yard,
Yeah.
fucking idiots." That's alright.
So they're just
That was
sitting
so
ducks.
funny.
Yeah, you're
Well,
running off
well,
and they're sitting ducks.
Plus, they are. Look at the paddy wagon coming down your front yard. Why wouldn't they just, Oh my God! There's a paddy wagon coming down your front yard. Yeah, they were doing a sweep and they got me and they got a whole bunch of people. Yeah. Fuck, man, it was brutal.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'll never forget that. Look at the paddy wagon coming down your front yard. Oh my God! Yeah, look at it. Meanwhile, they had Elmo was already in the paddy wagon, and so was other people. It was just.
Yeah.
It was harsh.
Yeah. That was Surrey Police or
Yeah,
RCMP?
yeah,
then?
yeah.
RCMP, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
please.
So
Paddy
that's,
wagon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Boy,
It was fine.
you've got probably a lot of interesting stuff to tell.
Yeah.
Now, I guess there was. You told me something interesting that I think our audience might find interesting. You when you went to school, you were one of 2 students who rode a horse to
I
school.
rode my horse to school, yeah.
You had a horse, and you rode it to school.
I rode, yeah.
Yeah, every day.
David Rankin, yeah.
Didn't matter the weather?
Nope. Rode my horse to school.
Even through the snow, right?
Yep, in the snow for sure.
Yeah, horses can run through the snow here in Canada.
Yeah. It was awesome. She was awesome, man. Well, that's because on 88th and 128th, there was a place called Western Stables.
Okay.
And this was like back in the back, like when I was like.
And this was
14.
high school.
Well, this was grade 7. I was
Elementary school.
Yeah, grade 7. I went to David Rankin, and then when I went to Beagle, I went to Beagle after that. Well, I had my horse for years, right? So.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I went to Beagle, and then I actually went to Beagle, and I went to Frank Hurt, and I went to PM, and I went to a whole bunch of different high schools because I didn't get along very well with other people.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get along with the other kids at school. I like my horse too much. I like animals more than people.
There's Doorknob Head has written that his dad rode a horse to school, but when he was born, the earth was still cooling.
Oh my God.
That's what I mean. He's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah,
He
totally.
makes things a lot of fun.
Well, there was hydro lines in the back of our school, so I could just let her go there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And when I was in school,
it was a fenced-off area.
Yeah, there was. It was hydro lines.
And your horse just free-ranged around and.
Well, plus you wouldn't go far, right? If I was there.
And there are 2 horses because the other student had a horse as
well.
well.
Yeah, Liz had a horse too,
Yeah,
but
so.
she didn't. She had her horse at home though, but I used to ride my horse to school.
Oh, she didn't bring it to school.
No.
Oh, so your horse was just by itself. Oh.
Yeah, but there was other horses around because there was a big what was called Western Stables. They had like 40 horses there.
Oh, that's very nice.
That's how I learned how to ride and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but I used to always get teased by the girls. You smell like a horse. You always, I was never wore makeup. I never wore makeup when I was in school, and.
Oh yeah.
I was
Yeah, a lot of people don't, I guess. So.
Well, grade 7 girls do that, right? And it was it was girly girl stuff, and I'd rather get dirty and play with boys.
Don Goodnight is writing, Trump, laugh, laugh, laugh. He is a joke. I will vote against him. Again, I wish I could move to Canada. Too disabled for that now. We should adopt your model here. Federally, I would buy CD pot all day.
CD pot.
S-E-E-D-Y.
That's funny.
Yeah, not the CD-ROM type, which it's hard to find them now. There aren't very many around, so the discs. But he's... I guess I think that's probably bringing us close to the end of it. It was, unless you had another memory you wanted to share from all this.
Hey,
but
I'm good.
Yeah. Oh, when you were running the business, did you keep books, or you just didn't bother with that? It's just rough estimates.
Well, I had to write down what people owed me. Yeah. Because
yeah.
it wasn't just pot that they bought, right? It was like speed or crack or I was spelling. I sold everything, man, at the time.
Oh, okay.
Like everything. Like.
Were you producing everything?
Plus I had merch coming up my ass. Well, when I got busted, not that time, a different time. Mm-hmm. I remember coming back to my house and I still had 2 ounces of crack in my microwave because they didn't look in my microwave because that's where I had to make it in my microwave, right? 11 seconds.
They missed something. Yeah.
Yeah, I had 2 ounces in my microwave, so I had something to start up on again. Yeah, that was fun.
Wow. Well,
you can't find everything all the time.
Yeah, I guess it's basically what the customers want. You want to make
here's one more story.
Okay.
Okay, so I get this. Me and my girlfriend, we buy this car from this guy for an 8 ball of crack. Okay. Anyway, so we're driving it around because I had to go a couple places. So, anyways, of course we get pulled over, and of course the guy has reported it stolen. So, meanwhile, I got my dog Jazz in the back. She's a pit bull. She hates cops. Okay. Anyway, so they take my girlfriend into the back of the car, and then they call another car for me, and then I have to do something with my dog. So I sit. He goes, okay, well take the dog with you in the back. So I'm sitting in the back with it. They take us to the sub shop in Surrey here. And my dog is sitting there in the back, and I'm like, okay, so in my jacket I had some heroin, I had some crack, I had some speed, I had everything on the inside of my pockets.
Yeah.
So when they wanted me to go into the sub shop, I said, oh, here, I'm just going to leave my jacket with my dog, and put it in the back seat with her. And Jazz was, just put it on, laid all over it. They fucking searched me for like hours, man. They searched me 3 times, couldn't find nothing.
Wow.
And then in the morning when they let me out, I'm just like, okay, thank you. Grab my jacket, put it back on, grab my dog, and walk down the street. I was like, woo!
Wow.
Bye, guys. Yeah, it was awesome, man.
They didn't
Best
think to
day
look
ever.
at the jacket at all.
No, they didn't want to go near my dog, right? My dog was back there.
They might have been thinking, nobody crazy enough to leave drugs with the dog.
Exactly. Or something, whatever, man. But yeah, no.
Oh, that's
didn't
incredible.
Touch it, man. Didn't find it, nothing, man. I was just like, thank God.
Wow.
Yeah, that would have been that would sucked. I probably would have went to jail for that shit.
Yeah.
So they were looking for something big time, right?
Oh yeah.
But they didn't find anything. Woohoo! That was awesome. That's a good story.
Yeah, that is.
That's a good day.
That's funny. The jacket with the dog.
Yep.
And you're riding in the back of the police car with the dog. They just don't do that today.
I know they don't.
Yeah,
well, I couldn't really leave my dog in the car, but abandon her? No, that's not gonna. I'm not gonna leave my dog.
Things were much easier going back then.
Well, yeah. Plus, as long as I was there, she wasn't attacking the cops.
Yeah.
Right, or she wasn't going nuts. If I wasn't there, she would have been going nuts, right? Like.
And you were probably cooperative, and they.
Totally not. I was totally cooperative. What do you mean it's stolen? No way! I bought this off this guy for an 8-ball, man. Are you kidding me? What? That's not legit. Come on. You mean the guy? What do you mean the guy?
Said to them?
Yeah.
Oh,
what do you mean the guy reported it stolen? What? Look, me and my girlfriend stole his car. Yeah, okay, let's go there. He just ran out of crack. That's all he did.
Now, for our audience, 8-ball is a term for a bunch of crack.
Crack is an 8-ball of crack. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just wrapped up in paper. Yeah.
Well, wrapped up in paper. You know.
Or something.
You know nothing.
I know nothing. Yeah.
You know
No, I remember people having 8-balls and they always wrapped it up in paper.
That's cocaine.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Cocaine crack is
like a ball.
Hard cocaine. Yeah, when you cook it up. Yeah.
And
you can smoke it that way. You don't need to snort it. But yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, but like an 8-ball of cocaine doesn't turn into an 8-ball of crack. It's small. Like you don't get that much out of a.
And this is brilliance of Doorknob Head asking, magic 8-ball?
Magic. Yeah, that's right. Magic 8-ball. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Doorknob Head. That's great. So. Yeah, holy smokes! Like a spy story with the jacket. That's
I know, right?
That's great.
That's an awesome story, man. I love telling that story because it's
Doorknob
true.
Head again as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good story.
So
I was so happy that morning. I was skipping all the way
that's
home.
A good day. Oh,
I was skipping home. That's
those rare times when they miss something and it works to your benefit. It's like, okay, we're going to be more careful next time.
Well, hopefully they never find out, but whatever.
Yeah.
I never went back and told them, that's for sure.
But it's too late now.
Well, yeah, 20 years later. No, but that's a great story.
Yeah, if anybody, if you're an officer watching this and you remember this incident, please feel free to add something in the comments. I'll make sure Laura gets wind of it. It'll be like a little reunion. Just over the internet. That'd be
I couldn't
fun.
tell you what the cops' names were. Oh.
That's okay. Yeah, it's probably best to leave the names out. Yeah. So without their permission. But no, this is fantastic. Looks like your dog Harley's ready to go to sleep. Yeah, she's had a good interview as well.
She's all now.
But no, this is great. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you taking the time to share this part of your life with everybody.
That's just like a little smidgy of it, though, right? You know what I mean? There's so much more.
Yeah, but this is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but well, what
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, what a nickname.
You can always do it again.
So thank you to everybody for tuning in today. I really appreciate you listening to this, and I hope you did find it interesting. Again, I apologize for the audio problems at the beginning of the stream. I will add some links into the description, so you'll be able to skip it when you're listening later. I'm going to shut the stream down, but before I do that, I'm just going to play the introduction music because apparently it didn't come through very well at the beginning. So some people like to hear it, okay. and then we'll just be ending the stream after that. Thank you once again, everybody, and have yourselves a wonderful 420 and a wonderful day.
Bye.
It's just the camera cuts off at the edge there a little bit. And thank you again for coming in person for this. That was great. Take care, everybody. Have a great time. Great day.
Bye.
as Christopher Hitchens adduced. The discussion about what is good, what is beautiful, what is noble, and what is pure, and what is true, can always go on. Thank you for joining us as we strive to challenge and exemplify henceforth this so beautifully contemplated palatial essence of curiosity, free thought, and reflection, together inspired at this fireside chat.
All right, bye. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one. Have a great 420. Bye-bye.